NYPD union boss Ed Mullins surrendered to federal authorities yesterday following charges that he had actually stolen up to $1 million from the New York Police Union.
So guys, I would just want to make clear, as we're going to give you the details here, this is one of the worst guys in the country who kept saying, oh, cops are awesome. No one should ever question cops, and we should get to profile minorities, and we should get to do everything we want. And the other guys are soft on crime.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's been stealing from his own officers, from the union of the officers. They paid dues into that union, and he stole from them. He's been the real criminal all along. Meanwhile, high and mighty, I am a right winger. Yeah. And the minorities are guilty, and we need to crack down on them.
He's protecting his checkings account and serving himself, duh.
Yeah, well, you'll see in the details.
Yeah, the details are pretty amazing. Now, the Manhattan US attorney issued a statement about this case saying, as alleged, Edward Mullins, the former president of the SBA, abused his position of trust and authority to fund a lavish lifestyle that was paid for by the monthly dues of the thousands of hardworking sergeants of the NYPD. Mullins submitted hundreds of phony expense reports to further his scheme, stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from the SBA. That's the Sergeants Benevolent Association, the union that he stole from. Now, hundreds of thousands of dollars doesn't even really describe it. He stole $1 million. Like, let's keep it real. And here's what we know about it so far. So Williams said Mullins defrauded the union by using his personal credit card to pay for meals at high-end restaurants and to pay for clothing, jewelry, home appliances, and a relative's college tuition, among other things. Mullins then submitted false and inflated expense reports to the SBA. Between 2017 and October of 2020, Mullins sought reimbursement for those bills as legitimate SBA expenditures, when in fact, they were not. So let's give you a few of these items that he had filed expense reports for. For instance, if the actual cost of a meal was $522.55, which is like, what is he eating? Where is he eating?
First of all, he shouldn't be charging that at all.
Right.
That's his personal meal.
Can you imagine?
It's not like a bunch of sergeants went out and they had like a massive meal at a diner and it was hard. That's his personal, unbelievable bill to begin with, let alone the extra fraud he's gonna do on top.
Yeah, yes, Jack, I had a nice lavish dinner at Mastro's Steakhouse. I just need you to sign off on this expense report.
Like she's saying, if that happened here.
Yeah, right? No, I mean, it would be a joke, no way. Anyway, but let me continue. If the actual cost of the meal was $522.55, Mullins would seek reimbursement from the SBA for $822.55 and pocket the difference. In April of 2021, Mullins charged a $45.92 charge to an $845.92 charge at a wine bar in New Jersey, a $609.89 charge to a $909.89 charge at a steakhouse restaurant, and like the list goes on and on. He would, first of all, have insanely expensive meals in the first place, which I feel like that should already be a huge red flag, but that wasn't good enough. He would inflate how much the bill was just so he could pat his pockets a little bit afterwards. He's like, a little steak, a little lobster, I'm really enjoying myself, but I'd like a little cash too. So let me go ahead and file an expense report that inflates how much I spent for this lavish dinner so I can, take home some money as well. Insane.
So the funny thing is he's not giving in the receipts because he can't. So why bother changing $45 to $845? Like, you could make up any number. Well, you could make it 800, you could make it 900. You're not giving the receipt because the receipt says $45. And we know because the investigation showed he didn't give the receipts. In fact, he started the crime spree when they changed accountants or something like that. The person who was supposed to keep track of the receipts didn't ask him for receipts. He's like, yes, I finally get to steal as much as I wanted. Remember, this guy is the head of the cops union. The one who said that he was irate at the left wing, huge Donald Trump supporter, of course. Irate at the left wing because they weren't stopping crime enough.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, at the same exact time, not later, at the same exact time, He's like, yeah, oh, give me the Bob's dues and Joe's dues and Susie's dues. All of my fellow cops, I'm gonna steal from them. By the way, why is he a Donald Trump fan? Because like Donald Trump, he's a con man. And so he thinks that Donald Trump's a really successful criminal. I would love to be a really successful criminal like him.
Right.
Donald Trump has stolen, I don't know, billions. With all the money that he's defrauded his investors and et cetera. He's like, I only stole $1 million. I'm just trying to catch up, okay? He criticized Bill de Blasio's daughter for attending a Black Lives Matter protest because that encouraged criminality. He stole $1 million from his fellow cops. But that is the right-wing mind. He thinks, yeah, of course, I'm allowed to steal anything I like. I get to rule over you. I get to take your stuff. That's law and order. I take it. Oh, a black guy does something? A criminal, because in his mind, he's guilty for being black, not for doing something wrong. And he's innocent, even though he did something wrong because he's white.
By the way, I mean, he was collecting 2 salaries. Part of that had to do with being a full-time union boss. The other part, serving in the NYPD, serving
himself in the NYPD.
Yeah, so in 2020, Mullins made more than $220,000 between those 2 jobs. And then he was also stealing from the union that he was, the leader of. The greed is amazing to me. It's amazing. There's no end to how greedy these scammers are. It's absolutely disgusting. Now, what does this all mean? Well, he is charged with 1 count of wire fraud, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. After he pleaded not guilty at arraignment, Mullins was released on a $250,000 personal recognizance bond. Under the terms of his release, he was ordered to surrender his passport and turn in his weapon. So,
wow, are they not merciful? Why is this guy out of prison? This guy is a notorious criminal.
Yeah.
I mean, if some guy on the street steals $50 and he can't afford bail, he'll sit in prison for years. And you're gonna give this guy bail? Give him 20 years. Look, you have to prove your case. You have to show that he actually did it. If he actually did it, there's no reason why this notorious criminal shouldn't get at least 20 years. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.